Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to One Hub Racing. We are here tonight around the Brazilian Grand Prix, the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pacha in Interlagos, Brazil. One of the most iconic Formula 1 circuits for many reasons. There's been many famous moments here through the years in One Hub and Formula 1. You'll definitely know some of them. Is that Glock? No, this is One Hub Racing P2, and is that Glock? No, it's Matthew joining alongside me this evening. I messed up my joke the first time, that's why I had to say it twice. But Matthew, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's always a pleasure to be in the box, and it's always great to be in the box at Brazil. Is that Glock? Oh no, wait, no it's not. Anyway, good to be here. Hope everyone out there is enjoying the weekend after today, but yeah, we got a race.
Yeah, we have a brilliant race in our hands here in Interlagos, folks. We're getting ready to go in qualifying. The man we are on board is Schnixel. He's going to be the first driver this season to take an engine penalty. As you can see, pulling into the pit lane, qualifying over, he has taken a grid drop, meaning Schnixel will not play any further part. But the man behind him, Cam, won on track in Miami but did receive a TAS penalty, so it was no win on that occasion. We'll see what Cam can do. Heading through the set of S's, it's the first lap of the session. It's a quick lap. It's a really short one. It's a 4.309 kilometer circuit, or 2.677 miles. It's a very short one. Lap record stands at a 1:11.473 in race trim. We'll get a lot quicker than that though. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but it was set by Juan Pablo Montoya in 2004. The one-hub lap record is much quicker than that, of course, as all league racing lap records tend to be, because they are much lighter cars. But we're looking at Cam K as in towards the third sector. It's a tricky left-hander which is flat in the dry, but as Matthew told me before the race, telling us on the telemetry, we might get some rain, folks. It'll be a really interesting one if we can get some rain. Of course, it's a key feature around Brazil is the weather, but the Ferrari heading up the hill, of course, a long run down towards the start finish straight. What's the first lap of the session going to be? It's going to be a 1:08.714. Not a bad run at all, but it's good to just get a lap around the board. The drivers can do about 4 attempts if they wish, but 3 is probably the best strategy and save some tyres for in the race. That's J-Luke 1:03.85 with the next time on the board. Who is next? It's going to be J. Cole driving for Oriel. It's another PSN change for me to muddle up about 10 times in this one. Goes to the top, and it's Colin or Mason who goes to 4th. Colin, I have beside me, picked up a 10-second time penalty in the Red Bull ring. It was his teammate who won the race. It was Nick who took his first race win in 2 seasons, and Colin or Mason unfortunately picked up a 10-second time penalty and a penalty point on his licence for an incident in that one. Thomas Mack goes to 4th, but we're getting into qualifying here, and there's some decent laps going on the board already.
Yep, and I've got a feeling there's going to be some more decent laps as the session unfolds. But it's interesting you mentioned the incident we got in, because I didn't actually see him do anything wrong last week. So
I didn't see it either, but I just read it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him, but he seems to have annoyed the stewards apparently, because he seems to be getting penalty every week. But I've been there myself. It's never a good place, but I don't think he's doing anything necessarily wrong. But sometimes that's the way it is with racing. You found to be at fault, and unfortunately you will get penalised as such. But hopefully there'll be plenty of wheel-to-wheel action today, which doesn't result in stupid penalties. And Larkin is about to cross the line, I believe. I wonder what he's going to do. Oh,
beautiful toe by the Red Bulls. 1:07.7. Beautiful lap from ERT. Larkin, Rage Hunter, finished second last week in the Red Bull ring. Here comes Rage Hunter to the line for Alpine. Can it beat that lap from Larkin? No, 1:09.4. It's not a good lap at all, but it's a Red Bull 1-2. Beautiful slipstream game by the Red Bulls there. They're both good teammates, J. Cole and Larkin, and that really goes to show. Lasse Lordsson, the man who has had a shocking start to the season, really. Qualifying has been nothing but exceptional. Races have ended fairly quickly, and the Haasman is going to have to produce something a lot better than he's been doing to get a few points on the board, and it's not going to be a lap this time as the Haas backs off. And it's a really short season here. This is round number 3 of an 8-race season, so he's going to want to get some laps on the board and show his true pace.
Yeah, he's absolutely going to want to start to do that, and quickly, because as you say, next week is the halfway point of the season. which of course means thereafter there's still 50% of the season still to go. But
no guys on laps.
If he's gonna put it on provisional pole, no, he's not.
As here comes Cam Rules, goes purple in Sector 1 on game. Let's see if that's a legitimate purple Sector 1. No, it is not a legitimate purple Sector 1 on the telemetry system, but Cam is still on a decent run, heading through the double right, triple right-handers actually. Runs off the circuit, and I've no idea how that's still valid, but seemingly it is according to the game, and Cam Rules flicks it into a left-hander, and yeah, he's really struggling on this one. I don't think this is going to be anything exceptional for the esports Walesman. Cam Rules, partnering with Waite this season for the McLaren outfit. As he heads up into Yunsao, it's a 52.4 in the middle sector. It's sorry, he's on a 52.4 in the middle sector. He's backed off of this one. It's a horror middle sector for Cam Rules, and he's going to bring it to the line. It's not going to be anything too exceptional as he's headed across the line. It's going to be 10th. As just a report there, you've seen a retirement from Delgesu. He has picked up the first qualifying ban of the season and a penalty point last week in Austria. Again, didn't quite see the incident, but he picked up a qualifying ban for this week, which you never really want to see because it's normally something of a serious stature. Lass goes to 4th, much better attempt this time.
Yeah, if I'm led to believe he was beating another driver on a qualifying run. That's why he has the quality ban there, but again, we didn't see it, so we are trying to watch everything, but everything is happening so fast and furious in this tier that we are bound to miss something, and of course that is why we have stewards to call things that we don't necessarily see, but that's Cameroon has gone void again, and somehow it's still valid, so maybe that is the new line to take.
What's that meme? The Hacker Man or something. It's Cam Rules we found.
Oh,
JM is on the lap. He has done a 16.9 in the first sector. It's a bit of a tenth of a second off our poleman, Larkin, but let's be real, Larkin's pole is because of that slipstream on the final straight. He's 2/10 clear of absolutely anybody in that final sector. X2 goes to 3rd ahead, or he was there in 30s. Oh, look at the gap between himself and Lass. That's really, really close, and JM is not improved in the second sector, according to the game, as he heads up the hill, and this is a flat-out section here, but it's not full engine power. The engines are reduced because of the height above sea level. JM goes to 3rd for Williams, and instantly beaten by the McLaren of Waite, who goes to 3rd for McLaren. Really close qualifying here, and it's once again proving, but it's ERT Larkin up the top, ahead of J. Cole, ahead of Thomas Mack, who beats it now. The Alpine man gets to 3rd, and it seems to be the battle of the second row here in the Brazilian Grand Prix qualifying. Let's see what Cam can do. Oh, good middle sector for Cam. This could be a rocket ship up the hill if the Ferrari is running the straight line speed. Here comes Cam across the line for Scuderia Ferrari. What's it going to do? Oh, it's only gone to 9th. Disappointing. Last sector there, Cam was flying through the middle sector, but it didn't quite work out, and unfortunately that's how the cookie crumbles as we see Rage Hunter take a spin round, finished 2nd last week in the Red Bull ring. He's going to finish reversing in 2nd gear because he's spun in the middle sector, and that's not good there for the Alpine. Teammate up in 3rd. Down in 13th is Rage Hunter. Larkin's on another attempt. Let's see. Was Larkin's pace just a fluke, or is he genuinely quick here? One thing I am going to note is last season in the P1 tier, or it was called the Pinnacle tier last season, Larkin got pole position. So he is really quick around Interlagos. It's not a fluke why he is up there. Let's see, improving in the 2nd sector. It's not purple, but he already has the purple 2nd sector, so it's that makes no sense actually why he's not improving, but he's the purple 2nd sector. So we'll see. He's backed out of it actually. Interesting, he backed out of it at the last minute, which is quite surprising, because if you're at that point you'd normally finish the lap, but no, it's not going to be a lap finish for Larkin. X2 is big improvement in the middle sector. Let's see the Aston Martin go up the hill.
Yeah, it's a good run through Young Howe, and then you have a lot of time to think about your breaking point for turn 1. You just got to pick the line of least resistance and across the line.
2nd.
P2 at the moment. Oh, that's a good lap there from Chris, who's he's definitely having a solid solid season and very under the radar, so he's definitely one to keep an eye on because he is quick on his day. But yeah, Larkin definitely seems to enjoy it here, as you were saying earlier. It's definitely no slouch around this track, no fluke at all, but he's definitely in the box seat right now, but he's just been challenged a little bit more from Chris there, and I'm sure people will start to put the pressure on in the remaining minutes of this session.
Purple sector won by Lass. He's on a run here, is the Hassman. He's taken both pole positions so far this season, but the races have not worked out, as entering in towards turn 10 into 11 and 12, of course, of it's out the famous corner where we have made that quote 3 times, I believe, this stream. Is that clock? One big wobble for the Haas through there. Of course, Alex Albon had a similar wobble and went off the circuit in 2020 practice 3 as Red Bull making a 1-2 again. Jay Cole goes to second. The Red Bull was on a bit of a run. Here comes Laz across the line. Only 4th. That's a disappointing end to the run, and it was really that wobble, I think, out of the final braking zone is what cost him there. What can Nick do? Nick is improving marginally, of course. Last week's race winner, the owner. Heading down through the fast left into the final braking zone. Does a 34 flat in the middle sector, which is about 7/10 off the purple sector, so not too great for Nick in the middle sector, but still up on the run. We'll see where he can go. Is it going to be a break into the top 10? Oh, it absolutely is. It's a break onto the 3rd row of the grid. It's 5th for Nick. Not a bad run, as he's instantly pushed down a spot by good friend Lukey. It's an Aston Martin 3-5. Of course, they finished 4-5 in the race last week in Austria. Lukey goes to 5th. But still a lot of time in this session, still a lot of runs to come. 5 minutes 10 seconds to go here in the ERT Interlagos Grand Prix. You're watching One Hub Racing. Make sure to give us a follow on all our social channels, and feel free to join our Discord, of course. It's a very friendly community, and it's something you want to be a part of. Battle Angel has actually showed up. It's his debut here for this season for the Williams. We weren't quite sure if he's making it, but he's on a run now, and he's going to head down the Retroposta and towards the Descida de Lago. See how it is. It's a 17-1 in the first sector. He's a bit down, but first lap of the session, you kind of expect it to be a little bit slower.
Yeah, definitely. It's where drivers tend to put in a bit of a banker lap, but it's good to see him out on track, and welcome to the tee, sir. I hope you have a very good time here.
Thomas Mack has just gone purple in the second sector. Oh, but he's backed off, and that's awfully disappointing, because it seems to be, if you set a good first or second sector, it's an instant back off. Rage Hunter improving here, 34 flat in the middle sector. See what the other Alpine can do. Thomas Mack was right up there at the start of the session. Rage Hunter is only going to go to 13th. That's awfully disappointing for Alpine. They were both on good runs. Here comes Battle Angel to the line. The Williams holding to that left hand side. It's going to be 108.7, and it's only going to be 15th in this session. But there'll be another bite of the cherry awaiting for the Williams, as we see the top 11 all in the pits. J. Luke looks like he's starting a lap now. J. Luke was the winner here in the P2 tier last season. Yeah,
and just to note very quickly that there's about half a second between pole position and just outside the top 10. So very, very incredible pace in the early going. And of course, at other tracks that we've got to come on the calendar, you'd be panicking with 3 minutes to go. But on this track, you can just remember that the pressure's off, because you can have multiple issues here. It's a very quick lap, whether it's an out lap or not. It's still quick to get in the time, and the pressure doesn't seem as strong as it does to make the line.
J. Luke with a spin there in the middle sector as he was entering in towards the right-hander of turn 8. He's had a spin, has the Alpha Tauri, and yeah, as you were saying, Matthew, 3 minutes a long time. You can pop the kettle on, even have a cuppa while waiting. That's how short this circuit is. It's one of the shortest circuits on the calendar, the shortest obviously being Monte Carlo. As J. Luke, we see him bring it back to the pits. This is when things start to get a little bit busy in the pit lane. We can see a lot of cars coming in, a lot of cars going out. First car out on the circuit is our poleman, ERT Larkin. Both McLarens not opting for another run. They've both retired there. That's an interesting call, because they both did it at the same time, which would make me believe it's tactical.
Yeah, maybe they just feel that they can't extract any more performance out of their car in qualifying, and maybe they'll just take one and just deal with it in the race, which I'm sure they'll do quite well. And Colin is now on a lap.
Colin's gone out earlier.
Let's see if he can get any closer to his teammate.
Yep, Colin has had an unfortunate season so far, but the Welshman is going to try and improve, as it's no improvement in the first sector, but he's heading down towards 6 and 7. A difficult double right-hander into another right-hander of 8. You can't really tell if you want to take the inside or the outside through this corner. Colin goes for somewhat in the middle, a bit of a stalemate, flicking into a left, bit of short shifting, bit of upshifting through here. Colin sticks for third gear into the right-hander, really tricky traction zone. You gotta make sure you nail it as you exit in towards a fast left-hander. This is where you gain the speed, heading up towards Yunsao. Great middle sector for Colin or Mason. He's improving here. Can he break into that top 5? Possibly. Can he break above his teammate? Heading through flat left into another flat left. Absolutely maximum power around this circuit for these cars. Pull it to the left-hand side, maximum lap time. Oh, he can! It's a beautiful run for Colin or Mason. It's on the second row. It is 4th spot. What about our poleman? ERT Larkin. Purple, first sector for Larkin. Can he possibly take his first pole of the season? Can Red Bull take the first 1-2 of the season? No! He's made a big error. Big error for Larkin, and it will not be, well, it may still be pole, but it won't be an improvement, most certainly on this run. If he can get another one in, he'll be pushing it close. J. Cole, can he snatch pole from his teammate? It would be heartbreaking for Larkin, but a mistake has been made, and the opportunity can be taken by J. Cole. This mistake from his teammate, it's awakened the Red Bull. It has awakened them to possibly take his first pole position of the season, and it's a purple second sector. He's really going for it now, is J. Cole. He wants this pole position. He wants to steal it from his teammate and prove himself the superior Red Bull driver in Interlagos. To the line, holds it to the left-hand side. Can J. Cole beat his teammate? No, he can't. And it's in unbelievable circumstances. Larkin will still take the pole because it looks like nobody behind him is really improving. Timing screens are going grey, left, right and centre. Nick has butchered turn number 1 and won't get another attempt in. J. Cole is still pushing here, mind you. He's little to no battery, but he's still pushing. You'll know he's miles down in the first sector. As Last goes for a spin through the flat left. The Haasman has spun. Thomas Mack is down on his time. Cam is down. J. Luke is marginally down. It could still be an improvement for the AlphaTauri, but it would take a miracle for one of these guys to take pole with how badly their laps have gone. And Larkin might have just been saved with that error. Normally you can't make an error, your pole will be taken off you, but Larkin looks like he just put the time in earlier on and it's held. Here's J-Luke to the line, kind of pull to that left hand side like we've seen everyone else do. Can J-Luke break into the top 10? No, it's not an improvement for J-Luke, and that is going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. ERT Larkin takes pole ahead of his teammate Oriel J. Cole, Chris in 3rd and Lukey in 4th. Red Bull and Aston Martin lock out the front 2 rows. Mercedes lock out the 3rd row. Last then splits from another lockout of Alpine in 8th and 9th. Unbelievable qualifying, really interesting. Top 10 separated by just under 5/10 of a second. Matthew, we're in for a classic.
Yes, we certainly are. Some good improvements there that you might not necessarily seen, but Luke, you up to P4 there, the last, and Nick got within a little bit of his teammate, but couldn't quite hold home. So Colin out qualifies last week's race win, and that must feel good for him. Hopefully he can have a clean race to really capitalise on that. But yeah, I think the damage was really done early on with that monumental slipstream that we saw. I think that is how he clinched the pole position today.
Cam is really disappointed. Cam felt he could have taken pole. I've just had a quick peek at the chat and Cam felt it could have been a pole position. But here is your qualifying results in Sao Paulo. It is ERT Larkin on pole position ahead of Oriel J. Cole. Chris in 3rd, followed by Lukey, his teammate, in 4th. Colin or Mason in 5th. Nick in 6th. Lass in 7th. Rage Hunter 8th. Thomas Mack 9th. Waite in 10th. JM 11th, just outside the top 10 with Cam in 12th. J. Luke 13th, Cam Rolls 14th, Battle Daniel 15th, and then the 2 guys who could not set qualifying runs for different reasons. It's Delgesu in 16th and Schnixel in 17th. position. But now we're just going to take a quick moment to thank our fantastic One Hub Racing sponsors.
Yes, so the sponsors and partners that we have here at One Hub Racing are Next Ever Racing, who sponsor the league by providing the prizes, and we have Pure Sim Gear, who sponsor the league by providing a pair of their sim racing gloves to the driver with the most combined pole positions and fastest laps. And a brand new sponsor for this season is Gamergoo, who sponsor the league by providing Gamergoo samples to trophy winners. And I suddenly really want another trophy to my collection, just because I really like the sound of the Gamergoo. And our partners here are Vespertine, who support our championship prizes, and ERT partner, the ERT Go and Get Stuff Award and the league trophies. And of course we are powered by SimGrid. We run our seasons through their community, and they're all in one place, one easy to access navigation point, and it's very sleek. And of course thank you to the Tasman and all the staff to help us run it here in One Hub, so we can see who's got damage in the race and who's up for quick sector and who's improving and who's not in quality, as we see. And of course we get the weather as well before some of these would know. So yeah, that is our sponsors and partners. Thank you to all of those, and it's about ready to go. Remember, no formation lap, so straight to the action here in Brazil.
No formation lap as we get ready to go. 3, 4, 5 red lights in Interlagos. We go racing in Brazil. What's the launch like from the two Red Bulls? It's a decent one from our poleman, but the man on the outside, J. Cole, has already been done by Lukey into turn number 1. Red Bull, Aston Martin, Red Bull, no, J. Cole holds it on the inside. Beautiful piece of defending by J. Cole. Chris trying to tuck into the slipstream to defend from Nick, who's already got his teammate off the line. J. Luke falling down a few spots, but it looks like everybody is through fairly cleanly, heading into the Decido del Lago for the first time. It's still Larkin who leads, but he's under major pressure from Lukey, who started on the softs. That is the reason he is on the back of Larkin. Larkin opted for the mediums, and those softs will be up to temperature much quicker. It's a two-stopper, of course, as per regulation. The two Williams running 9th and 10th. They've Battle Angel's got a great start there. He's up a load of spots, with Lass falling again, and it looks like something's happened Chris, and it looks like something has happened Nick. Nick is slow here in the second sector. What's happened here, we're not quite sure. We will have to find out at a later point. There is damage for Thomas Mack, no damage for anyone else. Thomas Mack has picked up some damage, and that's why he's at the back. It could have been a collision between the Alpine and the Mercedes. JM trying round the outside of weight. He's got that one done clean as you like into the center S's. Not going to get a cleaner move than that today, folks. That was no DRS, of course. Yeah, that was exceptional. As Del Gesu is pressuring Cam Rules into a move, and it looks like Nick is really struggling with whatever's happened here. We've got no damage warning on the task telemetry system, but even Thomas Mack with damage has gone for a late lunge on Nick. This is the battle for the wooden spoon, and Del Gesu and Schnicksel battling are at the back, but so far heading through lap 2, it's ERT Larkin who leads the ERT Interlagos Grand Prix ahead of Lukey, J. Cole and Colin or Mason.
Yeah, very fast and frenetic start there. Just tracking the weather. There's a small chance of rain, as we said later on earlier in this broadcast. I apologise, but later on we should have the situation where people may try to gamble with the rain. Like Larkin, our race leader's gone round, heading through Yunsao. And that's happened in the blink of an eye. It's gone falling from him. The man who was controlling this one is down possibly 14 spots to P number 14. Unbelievable scenes here in Interlagos. The race leader has gone, and we've seen that on so many occasions. The fastest man in qualifying has been one of the slowest in the race due to crashing or due to mistakes, and maybe the last curse has become the Larkin curse because it's not worked out for him. And there's a yellow flag in the first sector. I believe it's J. Luke. It's last season's winner, J. Luke, who is slow. The Alpha Tauri is really not having a good day here in Sao Paulo. Lukey now leads the P2 race here in One Hub Racing ahead of Oriel J. Cole and Colin or Mason. Look at Colin sneaking onto the podium. He's on a bit of a redemption arc from his 2 penalties in the 2 previous Grand Prix. Yes, he certainly is. It's a very good start, a very bright start for Colin. It's not such a bright start for his teammate and Nick, who's we've seen is in all sorts of pain right now, but there's no damage according to Taz. There might be slight damage because there's a small yellow flag.
Something's happened here. I'm not quite sure what's happened to Rage Hunter, but he's really slow out of Yunsao. Seen them losing a few spots. There's no damage for the Alpine unless Tass is having a bit of a nightmare and not working. JM sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. JM is flying, and Chris defending from Wait, who's defending from Battle Angel, and I think we're starting to see a bit of a best of the rest battle happening here, because these guys are 2 seconds adrift of JM, who's flying behind Colin or Mason. JM's really got the softs lit. He's up 7 positions to 4th, Colin up 2 to 3rd, J. Cole holding firm, and Lukey up 3 to the lead of the race, but that gap is really close. It's less than 0.2 of a second as they enter into the right-hander of turn 8 and into the left-hander of turn 9.
Yeah, I'm just tracking the tyre usage as well, and Larson there in P10 is the only one that started on the hard compound tyre, so he should theoretically have all the advantages when it comes to potential strategies with any potential safety cars further down the line. On the hard tyres in P10 he's going well, but we'll see if having said that, he had a little bit of a moment as he entered Younghao, but luckily he's managed to get away with that. But that's certainly brought Larkin back into the fold for the top 10 on the medium tyres, as is Ray Hunter and Thomas Mack. But everyone else in there, unless I've just mentioned them, is on the soft tyres for now.
Here comes J. Cole. It's going to be a battle for the lead between Red Bull and their former sponsors, Aston Martin. J. Cole is going to try around the outside on Lukey. Britain versus Britain. Red Bull win this one. J. Cole takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix, and Lukey's going to have to settle for second, but he'll get the run out of Yunsao on lap number 5 to possibly make a move into the Senna S, as a Senna-esque move would be loved by the Brazilian faithful here in Interlagos. 5 Brazilians have won the Brazilian Grand Prix, of course. Emerson Fittipaldi, Jose Carlos Pacha, Nelson Piquet, Ayrton Senna, and of course Felipe Massa. You all remember that one, folks. As Lukey, he's fallen off a bit here, so J. Cole might just have the better pace in the early stages in this Grand Prix. Your top 10 is J. Cole, Lukey, Colin Mason, JM, Chris, Wade, Battle Angel. As I've just seen, JM, the fastest man on the circuit, is the fastest man out of the grass patch, because it's another spinner through the final braking zone. Catching a lot of guys out today.
Yes, it started very early, catching people out down in P40 here, because it happened to myself a couple of times. And the trend is still continuing. It must be... it's very tricky, and I feel better about myself now that the higher tiers are also having troubles through there. But J. Cole is managing to hold off Lukey quite well, and Colin Mason is, well, he was in the battle, but now he's just in his own little space there. It's Chris and Wait there in 4th and 5th, so there's battles all up and down the field, but Larson up into P9.
Colin is running a great race so far. Okay, he's in the middle of nowhere, but only 1.1 seconds adrift to the man in second, which is Lukey, and no damage, no worries, no pressure. Colin is going for Mercedes' second podium of the season. Their first one was the race win in Austria, and it would mean we would have another brilliant podium sitter here, as Lass's hard tyres are starting to kick in. Of course, he's the only man, apart from all the medium runners, meaning he's not the only man at all, under 30% tyre wear. But under pressure from Larkin here, and we see Colin O'Mason really early pit stop. We see Lukey almost diving up the inside. We see Chris making his way into the podium due to the pit stop from Colin O'Mason. Colin did make the pit stop. His tyres were not even that bad. They weren't too shabby for Colin. There's a bit of a battle here between Cam Rules and Lass. And Lass has gone round the outside of Cam Rules there, which really goes to show the tyre difference here in this Grand Prix. It's the Hassman up to 6th, and now it's going to be the Poleman. Larkin drawing round the outside of Cam Rules. Cam Rules has not got these tyres in great nick at all. And the Red Bullman forced onto the curb. That's a little bit of an ironic moment there. The Red Bullman been pushed off the track, but Larkin's going to have to stick behind Cam for this one. Cam, a good driver, he's going to find it tough to overtake once Cam's that slipstream in the Haas in front.
Yes, that could well be an uphill battle, but not the least, because they've got to go up a hill very shortly. But nevertheless, it should be a battle for the ages anyway. But I'm just...
Oh no, never mind, Cameron spun round, and that's another man who's caught out on those soft compound tyres. It seems like the softs were the bad choice here in One Hub Racing P2, as the man in P1 drops to P2 as he's entered the pit lane. Luke is going to carry on. It's 44% tyre wear on the rear right for Lukey, but it's an Aston Martin 1-2 as, oh, here we go, it's busy in the pit lane. J. Cole going out on a set of the hard compound tyres. He's going to go long in this one. Wait going out on a set of the hard compound tyres, which surprises me that Cam Rules didn't pit despite spinning. So that's an interesting one nevertheless. Now we'll see where Cam can gain, because it was an undercut attempt by the Ferrari. Colin or Mason, can he get past J. Cole? No, J. Cole just has the pace, but J. Cole has to heat a set of horrible hard compound tyres. They're going to be really difficult to heat up. Colin could gain back into the DRS, and that's what Colin wanted. He forced the front, he forced almost everybody into an undercut, did the Mercedes, and brilliant tactics by Colin. He is wise beyond his years, as that was a good racing move there. He's now within DRS and now back within a chance of possibly taking something better than a maiden podium. But just a battle up the front here. It's Larkin versus Lassen, arguably two of the quickest men in the tier.
Yes, arguably they are, and they're going to go wheel to wheel very shortly. But it's all the pit stop phase now, so it's interesting that Luke is out in front, hasn't stopped yet, but Larson up into P2 doesn't need to stop on the hard tyre, so that is what you can do when you get them into the temperature. But for now, Colin is going to overtake J. Cole on the same tyre. So
there we go.
Colin has the great advantage there through the earlier pit stop, and J. Cole will have a bit of a torrid time, although he will have DRS.
Here we go. A bit of a battle there as J. Cole's going to try go around the outside into the Interlagos, but the safety car has been brought out just as he's got it done. Not quite sure what the safety car is for. We've no retirements in this one, but the safety car has been brought out, and it is going to be perfectly timed for Lukey, who'll bring it into the pits. He's a 10.7 second advantage, and Lukey will possibly keep the lead of this one. Maybe Last will, because these guys are surely not going to pit. Maybe the medium runners, but definitely not of the hards. Horribly timed for Colin or Mason. Got the move done. J. Cole got it back just as the safety car came out, as we see the Aston Martin timing it perfectly into the pits.
Yes, just about got that stop very nicely there, and I'm watching the telemetry, and Larson is in as well. That's surprising me. He's on the hards, unless of course he's going to take massive advantage of this and go to the mediums. But still, I think if I was on the hards at this situation, I wouldn't pit, but maybe there's a reason why I'm not in this tier. Of course.
He's gone for softs.
That's got to be an error.
Yeah, I think Matthew, you're well on this one. I think your strategy sounds a lot better, a lot more appealing. The reason that safety car was brought out because of an incident with Battle Angel. He has a lot of damage, but that is why that one was brought out. Not out of the race. He'll bring the Williams back into the pits, and he'll get that fixed up nicely. As you can see, complete no front wing for Battle Angel, so something's gone on there, but the 72 will get it fixed up and he'll get it back on track. But the running order as it stands here in the ERT Interlagos Grand Prix, very shuffled, mind you. It's Lukey who leads on the medium compound tyres ahead of J. Cole and Colin Mason. Podium remains the same. Chris remains in 4th. Lars Larson is up to 5th with Larkin 6th, Rage Hunter 7th, JM 8th, so not doing too bad after an early spin. Wade 9th, Nick in 10th, and Cam Rules in 11th. Thomas Mack in 12th, Del Gesu in 13th, Cam in 14th, J. Luke 15th, Schnicksel 16th, Battle Angel gone for a set of the softs. He'll be battling on, and I hate myself for saying that pun, but we're on lap 10 here. You are watching One Hub Racing. Make sure to leave us a like if you're enjoying the stream.
Yes, please definitely do that, and if you're interested in racing with us here at One Hub Racing, join the Discord, and all the information you will need is underneath the screen right now. But as it stands, I would say that Cam into Ferrari has a great chance here. He's done his mandatory stops. He's now on the hard tyre. In theory, should go pretty deep and possibly could go to the end of the race. So he's not in great position right now, but he will be, presuming everyone takes a standard speed pit stop and doesn't use the safety car to do so, because that could definitely hinder him later. But keep an eye out for him later on in this race.
Lukey leading the Briton in the British car, and that's actually more historic than you might believe. Interlagos was designed by a British engineer, designed by Luis Romero Sanson, and the first ever race held on the 12th of May 1940. It was the third Grand Prix of Sao Paulo, won by Nascimento Jr. Now, that wasn't a Formula 1 race, obviously. It was just called the third Grand Prix. First Formula 1 race didn't happen until 1973. So Lukey would be doing a favour for Lewis Sanson if he could take a British win on Interlagos soil. Lewis Hamilton has 3 British wins on Interlagos soil, but he's not the most successful. You'll never guess who is. It is that man, Michael Schumacher. As not everyone has caught up here, Battle Angel. We're still waiting on him to catch up, so we might get another lap behind the safety car.
Yes, definitely safety car. We're just going to be waiting here to see when those lights on that vehicle will go in. There's an Aston Martin at the front and an Aston Martin behind the safety car. And everyone seems to be in and around the same part. We are going to get an extra lap behind the safety cars. No, we're not. It's a very, very late call.
Whoa, that's a late call. That is a really late call. There's going to be some cold tyres on this one. Just as Battle Angel catches up, the safety car barely made the pit entrance, but it'll be Lukey who leads us away, and it's going to be a slow... No, it's going to be really quick. We go racing here in Interlagos. Normally drivers wait for the last minute to stop the slipstream, but Lukey is go, go, go here in this one. He leads in towards turn number 1. Colin Mason and Chris. Bit of contact between the Mercedes and the Aston Martin, and now Lance Lawson goes round the outside of the Mercedes. Can he get the Aston Martin as well of Chris through the centre S's? Down to the Aceto del Lago. There is a spinner at the back. It's Thomas Mack, and Lance Lawrenson is on the attack round the outside of Chris, and that's a beautiful overtake. The soft tyres are really working here, Matthew. He's got them up to speed really quickly.
Yes, he has, but it's still a bit of a questionable call as to why he's got on soft this early, but we'll find out after the race if it was a good idea or not. But yeah, there's definitely chances all up and down the grid for you to take advantage of your tyres, but I'm still a little bit baffled as to how late that safety car decided he'd had enough.
Yeah, that's not normal. You don't normally see that on this game. That would normally be carrying on another lap, especially in real Formula 1 as well. It would be carrying on another lap. They'd never bring in a safety car that late. Thomas Mack is the unfortunate spinner at the back again. It's unfortunate there for him. Larkin is on the charge. He's up to 5th as Colin Mason's had a horrible start there. He made a bit of contact with Chris. Not sure whose fault it is. Not going to give a verdict on that because we barely caught it. As looks like his teammate's trying to make some moves on weight, and his teammate Nick has gone around the outside. Beautiful stuff by last week's race winner Nick. He's definitely an experienced driver in this league, and he's putting it to the surface, and there's going to be a swap here. It's going to be maybe a tactical call by McLaren, maybe not, but they are running in 10th and 11th now, both in different positions. Del Guesu is going for the move on weight. He's going to drive on the outside. Can Del Guesu? Oh, it's a splendid overtake by the Haas. That is a cracking move by Del Guesu. He's really worked that one well, and he seized his opportunity, and just like the famous Brazilian hero said, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. Del Guesu is a racing driver. That's a beautiful overtake as we're going to head on to lap 14. And this one, Lukey still leads.
Yes, Lukey does still lead, but I'm more familiar with the other one, but I'm not going to say that because in case it gets me in trouble with management. But I'm sure you know the one, and DRS is re-enabled again. I'm sure you know what I mean, but if not, I will tell you off air exactly what I meant.
I actually don't, so you will have to tell me off air.
Okay, I will tell you later. But yes, it's
not a send. It's Wait who sends it this time on cam, and all of a sudden the McLaren has finally found a bit of pace. There's a battle here for second. It's not really a battle at all. It's Lass flies past J. Cole for second spot, and those softs are already going to start falling off fairly soon, so I don't really know what the call was there. It's worked, he's gained a lot of spots, but is it short-term gain for long-term pain really for the Haas? We'll have to wait and see.
I would imagine that's going to be the case in a couple of laps time, unless something happens with the safety car again. There's a yellow flag there in set 2.
It's Battle Angel
having an absolute horrible race. It seems to be a battle for him to continue the car going forward, but
it does seem to be.
Yeah.
As it's a debut. It's a debut appearance, but it's not a debut appearance to remember. That is for sure for Battle Angel. His teammate, though, JM, is on a bit of a charge. As last sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and how he might just fancy himself a move into the Interlagos. Tucks in to the DRS. It's 4/10 of a second, 4.5 of a second gap. He's not going to be close enough on this occasion, unfortunately. Is the Haas Luki will hold the lead for another lap, probably, unless there's a mistake. That's it. Comes to surface through the second sector. Colin O'Mason is under threat from JM, and I wonder will Colin work with his teammate here. I imagine Colin and Nick have a good sportsman relationship. I wonder will Colin hold up JM so Nick can charge through. I can't imagine, because Colin has been running the better of the two Mercedes so far in this Grand Prix, out-qualified Nick, and is beating Nick on pace. Nick is in 9th, Colin in 7th, and Colin is really being held up by Rage Hunter possibly here. So don't count Colin or Mason out of this one. He may have had a poor restart, but that man can drive as he almost spins. As I said that, and I would have not been able to sleep tonight out of guilt if he spun from that one.
Yeah, but luckily that's still safe for the closing moments when we...
Here comes last. Sorry to overcut you, Matthew, but the Haasman, he just breaks. He doesn't go for it. Larkin does go for Chris and gets the job done, and Haas is going to tuck into the slipstream of Lukey. It's the Scandinavian versus the Briton, a battle we've seen before, and Lukey is charging down the straight. This is not close enough. Wow, a lot of straight line speed in that Aston Martin. As JM gets past Rage Hunter, so does Colin O'Mason gets past Rage Hunter. We've missed a battle in half there, seemingly, but Colin O'Mason is up to 6th, and JM's up to 7th, Rage Hunter down to 8th, and is this the soft tyres falling off, Matthew?
It definitely seems to be the case. Of
Del Gessu's done it again! Up the inside, this time through turn number 6 and 7. Wait has got to battle this one. He's got to hold it, and he's got to keep the spot, is he? Del Gessu doesn't quite get it, but these two are having an unbelievable scrap. And yeah, this race is just hectic.
Yeah, it's going to be a commentator's struggle in a minute, because you're going to have Cam trying to overtake Cam. And luckily for us, J. Lukey's nowhere near Lukey at the moment, but things can always change, especially in the heat of the moment. But Cam is lining up a move to get into P12 past Esports Wales Cam. Although Cam is trying to get past Del Gessu, who's just pulled off a cracker of a move, another cracker of a move I should say, and can he be outmoved by Cam into turn 1? No, he can't. He just has about enough traction, but Cam has to lift off there, and this is getting very confusing.
Here comes Cam on Cam rules, and yeah, that is a nightmare, as it's Nick. Nick has gone through the Interlagos of turn 4 and 5. It is last week's race winner, dropping out of the points, dropping either further down the order. And J-Luke, oh no, that's ridiculous! J-Luke has sent one at the inside of Cam, and unfortunately that was never going to end well, and Cam will be furious in the Scuderia Ferrari car. The other Italian car is going to have his tail between his legs, because that's not a proud moment for anyone in this one, and it's unfortunately it's an incident for Cam and J-Luke, but it promotes Nick straight back into the top 12, which is point scoring positions in one-hub racing.
Yep, every position matters here in one-hub racing, so although Battle Angel is down in P17 and out of everything, but you can never know, because we had a guy down in P4 earlier who's having an absolute shocker of a race and still hung about to the end, and I'm sure he got a point at the end. I can't remember.
Battle for the lead here. It's last going to go up the inside of Lukey, and he's held it. He's backed off on the last 2 laps, but he's gone for it now, and they're side by side at the exit of turn number 4. Lukey, he's pushed him off the circuit, but I think that one's just a racing incident. Lukey retains the lead. He swaps him up the inside. It was a early break-in switchback, and it's a mistake for, I think it's Thomas Mack at the back again, as Nick on the Esports Walesman. Cam Rules, no, Cam Rules has had an incident of his own, and it's just chaos. You can't keep up with it, as Cam Rules is now 12th. Lukey retains the lead. Lass is going to have to hold on to 2nd. His tyres are not feeling the better of this. 46% on the right rear.
No, they're not looking too pleasant there, but it's tricky to know where to look next, frankly, with all these incidents and spins and cracking overtakes. I've got to say, I'm still like...
Oh, here we go.
Still in awe of that move Dalgesu earlier on. But
oh yeah, that was beautiful. I'm clipping. I'm going to watch that in my spare time. That was a beautiful move. As Lukey has backed off into turn number 1 and let Lass take the lead. He knows Lass is going to have to pit sooner rather than later, as there's a yellow flag in sector number 2. It is Battle Angel, who is once again battling to keep the car on the track. Unfortunately, it's not been good for Williams at all. And yet, Lukey just looks like, you know what, I'm just going to sit behind and just relax in this one.
Yeah,
which can also be a bad decision, because the safety car could come out at any point in this one. That's how crazy this race has been.
I was going to say, it's always tricky to know what to do, but it seems wise on paper just to let Larson just burn out his soft tyres, because you know you're on the better tyres. But of course, if a safety car comes out, everyone's going to be in and you won't have that advantage. But of course, if everybody comes in, then Cam in P12 in the Ferrari should have the advantage, as he's the lead two-stopper, I believe, and he's on tyres that should theoretically go to the end. They won't be too great towards the end, but he can still go towards the end. Will he be able to manage those? We should see in due course, but this is a fantastic race, and who knows what's going to happen in the final 16 laps.
Dalgesu is teeing up a move on Wade, and I don't really know how Dalgesu ends up behind Wade, because we've seen him make 2 beauties of an overtake and he's somehow still behind the McLaren. So Dalgesu maybe needs to try a move before the DRS zone or after the DRS zone and get the DRS. But the 2 Red Bulls, 1-2 in qualifying, they're 3-4 in the race. They are closing up. We've seen 2 cars in recent history, 2 teammates I should say, collide. It was the 2 Ferraris of Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc. Could we see Oriel J. Cole and ERT Larkin come together for Oracle Red Bull Racing? We'll have to see, as Lukey he's just sat behind the lass. He's not a worry in the world for Lukey. He's not burning any ERS, he's saving his tyres, and I have to say his tyres are in great nick for 11 lap old mediums. As there's a yellow flag, it's Cam Rules. It is Cam Rules who has spun in the middle sector, and he's dropped down to 14th in this one. Unfortunate for Cam, that's his 2nd spin in recent succession. Here comes Larkin. Can he try a move on his teammate? No, his teammate's just pulling away enough in a straight line to keep this one.
Yes, you see the struggles there. It's going to be tricky to know when to make.
Here we go again. Our favourite man is going for another lunge. It's Dalgesu up the inside into turn number 4, and unfortunately that one's not as beautiful as the last one. He's made the move, but he's cut the corner in doing so, and he's going to hand the position back to Wade. That's great sportsmanship by Dalgesu. Absolutely love to see that. He's handed the spot back. Now, the game might have told him to do it, but he's handed the spot back, and he'll have another go at Wade. I think he just likes overtaking Wade at this point. I don't really think there's anything else to it. He's just having fun.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. If you're having fun, you're giving us something to watch, and yeah, great sportsmanship. Of course, you don't always see that.
Oh, here we go. Colin O'Mason's had a horrible one ending. Yunseo and JM is going to go out. No, Colin O'Mason's in the pits. That's what's happened there. As it's a Ferrari around, it's Cam. It's the man who was doing the best on the 2-stopper, who has spun, and now he'll be passed by Rage Hunter and dropped to 14th, as there's a lot of pit stop action here.
There is an awful lot of pit stop action, but
that's why Lass went for the softs. He wants mediums to the end. He'll get mediums to the end, and he'll come out of the pits. Will he come out ahead of J-Luke? J-Luke could be a cork in the bottle here. No, Lass gets out in front. Bit of clean air. Nick in front. Good decision to pit that was by Lass. He's in clean air now. He can push a bit. 4.2 seconds as Dalgesu and Wade now promote to 5th and 6th. They're 2 highest positions of the Grand Prix so far. We're on lap number 22 of the One Hub Racing P2 tier. If you've just joined us, welcome. Let us know your thoughts in the stream chat. Not many comments there at all. We want to hear your thoughts on this classic of a One Hub race. Of course, you can tune in to the P1 tier once we're finished here. That's over on our YouTube channel. Make sure to tune in then, but there's still some fantastic racing to go here in One Hub P2. You're listening to Evan Dalton and Matthew here in this one, as Nick is charging down Dalgesu to get involved in what has been a beautiful battle between the Haas and the McLaren.
Yes, it is a beautiful battle between those, but Del Guesso is up 10 from his starting position, and we know what that means. He's going to be in consideration for the end of race driver of the day, but there's a yellow flag in Sector 3. Seems to have quickly sorted this out. I think it's Battle Angel again. Having issues with the
there
back.
goes Del Guesso. He's driving to the outside. It's not worked, and Del Guesso is going to have to sit behind. And no, Nick is off the track here. Nick is up the inside. Nick is doing a Del Guesso on Del Guesso, and he goes with the inside into the double right-hander, but Del Guesso tries to defend it. No, Nick on the hard compound tyres is past the Haas, and Del Guesso now is down to 7, and he mustn't be feeling too well, because his classic move has just been done to him as there's a yellow flag. It's Battle Angel who spun, and Battle Angel is unfortunately a lap down now at this point, as being lapped by your teammate is not pretty. The car in front of him is a teammate, 1 lap ahead, as Nick is on a bit of a charge here, but still 1 pit stop to make.
Yes, 1 pit stop to make for Nick, as you say, and of course Lukey, Larkin, Chris, JM, Waitsy, and Degas is making his second stop now, and Thomas Mack down to P15 still needs to stop again for his mandatory second stop, but I don't think he's that bothered about that right now. But
here's Nick. He's got to get this one done in towards the seat of the Lago, as his hard tyres are just so much better at this point in the race. They're actually not better than Waitsy. Waitsy's just struggling. They were certainly better than Del Guesso, who's in the mediums, but Nick is now up to 5th and the lead Mercedes, last week's race winner. I don't think it's going to be a race win. He'll need a miracle to do it, but anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. Safety cars are common around Brazil, and in our pre-race interview we asked Schnicksel a question about the safety cars, saying there's a good chance of safety cars. He replied with a higher chance of safety cars, it means a higher chance for me to get a good result. So that was Schnicksel, and if you want to take part in the pre-race interview, you can sign up to 1Hunt Racing via our Discord. And another pre-race interview, and this is one I kind of wrote down because I found it funny. We asked about practice and have you prepared and stuff like that, and Cam replied with relatively. And that was it. Cam is the Kimi Räikkönen, let's say, of the P2 tier. Simple questions require simple answers, as reaction has settled down a little bit. But our top 6 still have to make a mandatory pit stop, and Thomas Mack, who is down in 15th. So, still not over yet, folks. Still not over yet.
No, don't think about going to the local just yet. There's still plenty of action still to go. But all I'll say to Cam there is relatively, maybe he should have done a bit more than maybe he could have been. It's a little bit hard, but maybe he could have been in the top 10 right now if he'd have just done another couple of, but
True.
There's still time for that to happen. But this is a cracking race, and I think Nick is on a charge right now.
Nick is on a charge, and so is the pole sitter Larkin. Larkin still has to make a pit stop, but he's in the DRS Luki now, and the Red Bull is looking to take the lead. It's been a real scrap between Aston Martin and Red Bull. Who will win?
Yep, very much a scrap, but like there was
past Waitsy, and he's now on the back of Nick, so the fresh mediums are obviously he's got to soar past these guys. But has Lukey possibly left it too late to pit? Lukey's going for softs, as that is a Battle Angel around in the second sector. As last is past Nick, and this could be close, I think Lukey might have left it too late, because if we show back gap to the leader, it's a 15.3 second gap, and a pit stop is longer than that, so I think this could be a bit of a battle to the end, as Lukey's definitely going to go for softs to the end, because why not?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at a few laps ago, but there's so much happening, I couldn't finish my thought. But yeah, I think Nick's going to go as late as possible. There's still a chance of rain, although it's not looking likely, because it seems to be a little bit brighter than he was a few moments ago. But yeah, I think Nick is going to go another 3-4 laps perhaps, and then toy with the softs, and I think Lukey may well be doing the same thing. Hoping that Larkin and those just ahead of him will have taken too much out of their tyres, and hopefully Lukey can get a win that way. But Nick is definitely on charge, but Larson is the man
battle
in
for the
charge.
podium. JM's dived it on Chris, and JM's got it done on Chris. These two guys are on horrible tyres, 51%, 56% for Chris, and sorry to overcut you there, Matthew, but I don't think either of us can get a taught in. This is a crazy one. J. Cole on a charge now, gets past Waitsy, and he's going to be on the back of Nick now, and I don't know what's going to happen in this one. It's a really difficult race to predict. We didn't even do a pre-race prediction. That's how difficult the Brazilian Grand Prix is normally to predict. Weather hasn't played a part yet as Larkin. Oh, he's almost binned it. Heading through turn number 11. That would have been a horrible one to spin in. Of course, it's a flat out left, so you really don't want to spin through it. What's Lukey going to do? Is Lukey going to pile into the pits? Lukey is going to pile into the pits. Larkin stays out here. Going to hope for what happened to Lukey and a safety car, as Chris is also going to stay out. Chris is going to go for a lunge here on JM, is he? Was close enough. Didn't quite do it. Could go for it. Down the retroposter. No, because he's made a big error and he's been forced to cut the corner. Lukey on the softs. There is Lars Lawson through the center S's, the first part of the center S's. Nick is also through. They're lapping Battle Angel as we talk, as there's a yellow flag. It's Thomas Mack who's gone round. Where's Lukey going to come out? Lukey's going to come out ahead of Colin or Mason in 8th position. He's going to come out a little bit behind Waitsy. It's about 2.5 seconds, so a charge is needed for the Aston Martin if he wants to win this one, as there's another yellow flag just on the brink of Sector 3. It's once again Thomas Mack, unfortunately, as Rage Hunter is past Schnixel in towards turn number 4. This is when the battles will start, because the final pit stops are being made. I imagine we're going to see Larkin in this lap.
Yeah, I would imagine if not this lap, it will be the next one, and of course you got to keep it on when Nick's going to come in as well.
Is this one for Larkin?
Yep, there you go.
JM stays out though. Chris is in. What about Nick? I imagine Nick will be fairly shortly, because those hard tyres will not feel too nice at all. As no, he's carrying on, so he's going to give it another lash. Can Larkin get the jump on Lukey? How was Lukey's outlap is the question here, because this could be potentially the battle to the win, and we can see them almost side by side as one heads through the pit lane, one heads through the Santa S's. There is Lukey, there is Larkin. Lukey, oh, he's well got the spot, he's well got it, and Larkin also has to heat up his tyres. Lukey is miles clearer than Larkin. What's happened to Larkin on his in-lap? Horrible in-lap there, but the undercut is powerful.
Yes, the undercut is very powerful, and I was just checking to see if there's any damage, but no. I know Cam's had damage. Cam Rules has changed his wing, but Waitsy's got a little bit of damage, but not too much. And Del Gesso has a tiny bit of damage as well, but on his left front, but that shouldn't affect him.
I can only imagine where they've both got damage from.
Oh yeah, I mean it's crazy really how
JM is in the pits.
Two there, according to the mini-map.
Oh, okay, here we go. J. Cole around the outside of Nick, and J. Cole could still win this one. Nick piles into the pits, and J. Cole carries on. The Red Bullman is now provisionally second, but he's a bit off last. Lukey, fastest lap of the Grand Prix. We're on lap 30. Keep an eye on Lukey closing in on J. Cole. This could be crucial if the Aston Martin wants to take his first win this season. Larkin's been dropped by Lukey, and really we have a bit of a gap up the front as somebody's exiting the pits, but I think it is a lapped car. No, it's JM. JM's jumped Chris.
Well, that's a huge move for him, because they've both been a little bit in the midfield, just lost in the shuffle really, but that could be a great impetus for the final few moments there for JM. But Lukey, fastest lap of the race, as you just saw a few moments ago, but of course let's remind you that you can also get fastest lap point for outside the top 10 as well, and currently that would be going to Cam Rules. No, it wouldn't. It would be going to Battle Angel actually.
Oh wow, that's a turn for the books.
He's having trouble, but he is the quickest man outside the top 10 as it stands, and that could always change. He's in the pits again now for his 5th stop of the race.
To be fair, he does get fresh tyres on almost every other lap, so that might explain it, but Larkin beats the fastest lap, and Larkin has charged in. Lukey's almost in DRS of J. Cole. J. Cole is losing a lot of time to last, so this is not really an accurate representation of Lukey's pace compared to the rest of the field, just compared to J. Cole. But, ladies and gentlemen, there's always a but here in One Home Racing. J. Cole and Larkin are teammates. Lukey is going to be held up as there's a yellow flag. Is it Waitsy? It is. Well, no, it's Cam Rules. It's Cam Rules who's gone round because Waitsy is defending from Cam. Although I don't think it's going to be difficult because Cam does have 21 lap old hard compound tyres. Lukey is struggling to break into the DRS of J. Cole. He's almost got it now and he'll get it heading through Yunsao, but I'm going to see a Sergio Perez-esque performance from J. Cole here. I'd love to see one because I love some beautiful defending, but we'll see how this one ends up. Lukey not got the rear wing open. Larkin, is he going to open it? Absolutely. Absolutely. The Aston Martin did not get DRS on this lap, and that could really change the course of this race because Lukey, not only does he have to catch J. Cole, he's in the DRS now, well and truly. He has to defend from one Red Bull, overtake one Red Bull, and catch a Haas. It's 50 different things at once, and it's a bucket list to complete for Lukey to win this race.
Yeah, good luck trying to do all of those things, but I'm just keeping an eye on the progress. Nick is the last car to pit there that's in contention for big points today, and he's on fresh tyres. He's got 22 lap old hards in front of him, 8 lap old softs in front of him, and then you've got 13, 22 and 10 lap old hards, and of course that will be his teammate P7, so he's keeping an eye on Nick. He was P12 with about 5 laps to go. Let's see where he actually finishes in this race. I think he's on a charge again.
Larkin is much quicker than Lukey at this stage in the race, and Red Bull could be about to take a double podium here in One Hub Racing P2. Here comes Larkin, he's into the DRS of Lukey. It's up the inside for Larkin, and it's going to be a straightforward move into the centre S's, both burning all their battery, both dispatching it all to battle for third spot. Lukey is going to try hold it around the outside into the centre S's, mission unsuccessful. Larkin soars past, and I imagine he will be let through by his teammate to possibly hunt down and win the ERT Interlagos Grand Prix. The ERT man, he's going to have to do a bit of defending first from Lukey, because Lukey is going to look for a move up the inside. It's not going to work, ladies and gentlemen, and now Larkin is the man charging, possibly to take the win, but I think Last might just have enough laps to keep this gap, because there's not a lot left here in this Brazilian Grand Prix. Yellow flag, sector 2. Oh no, it's Lukey! Lukey's gone from it, and he's just lost his podium, and now he's going to lose to his teammate. Lukey's down to 6th, and that's not a deserved result. He's been so much better than 6th in this one, but a mistake has cost him.
Yeah, it's definitely crucial now. Any mistakes could be amplified, such as the shortness of the track and how close they are to the finish. You could possibly get away with that in the opening few laps, but certainly not the final few. And of course the fastest lap battle has definitely changed outside the top 10 now. It belongs to Waitsy in the McLaren with a 109.5, which is not too far away from the overall fastest lap.
Yeah,
anyway.
Waitsy's been running top 10 for most of the race. He's just been unlucky, so he's definitely going to have the pace on the back markers in this one. Is there going to be a swap here for the Red Bulls, or is there going to be a scrap? We've seen there certainly was no team orders in qualifying. Nick has gone round the outside of Del Guesu, not for the first time, as Del Guesu is going to drop outside the top 10. He could drop outside the points if he doesn't play it careful, because Waitsy is on the back, and Chris has picked up a penalty as Del Guesu looks up the inside. It's not going to work. Chris has picked up a penalty, meaning Lukey will break into the top 5 due to it, but the real scrap here is the 2 Red Bulls. Race win's gone. It's going to be a scrap for position. Who has the better tyres at this point in the race? Well, it's actually a dead even heat, so this is really close here between these two. Of course, Larkin has DRS, so this is definitely going to help him, as Battle Angel may just be giving up the ghost. Here we go. Red Bull versus Red Bull into turn number 1. Larkin round the outside. J. Cole on the inside. Poleman versus P2 man, and easy does it. Goes Larkin. He's through to second place, but I think it's too little too late. He's not going to be able to close 3.3 seconds in 2 laps, is he? There's the yellow flag. It's Del Guesu. Del Guesu's drove a brilliant race, and he's going to fall out of the points. And there's just so many mistakes creeping in and costing guys good results in this one, and it's unfair, but a mistake is a mistake. He will go back up to 13th, because Cam is going to go for a fastest lap attempt, but Del Guesu's still not going to score points as it stands, because he's a penalty to hamper that progress as well.
Yes, penalty will definitely hamper your progress, but you have Red Bull 2 or 3 there. But Larson, as we saw at the top of the race, he was on the best strategy, then confused everybody by pitting for the softs, but now he's on the mediums and looks to be romping away with just over 1 lap to go. He's about to start the 36th and final lap around this sensational track. It's been a sensational race. Can he hold on for the final couple of moments?
No battle between the Red Bull. It's going to be Larkin who leads the Red Bulls home, arguably the quickest man all weekend, and probably a deserved result. But in a battle between Red Bull and Aston Martin, it's going to be the Haas who comes out on top. The medium compound tyres were the better in the later stages of the race. Nick is still hunting down Rage Hunter as there's a yellow flag for Del Gesu at the same corner he went at before.
Yeah, he likes it in that corner, but sometimes it doesn't work out for him. Sometimes it does, but we'll see if he go for it. He's given us some sensational moments today, so credit to that, but sometimes just not your race. Down in 14th, he deserves more than that, but
that is how the cookie crumbles. But heading through the final braking zone for one last time, the man from Denmark is gonna take his first win in P2 at the 2 poles. There was no mistake today for the luxurious Lance Lawson. He wins in Interlagos ahead of ERT, Larkin in second, and J. Cole will finish third for a Red Bull 2-3. JM comes home in fourth. Very underrated performance. It's a drag race between the two Aston Martins. It was Chris who got it on the line, but due to a penalty, Lukey will take fifth. Colin Orr Mason's going to come home for a best result of the season in seventh. J. Luke is going to come home in eighth, doing 27 laps on the hard compound tyres. Rage Hunter comes home 9th. Nick will take some points in 10th. Waitsy will come home 11th, and Schnicksel will come home 12th after an engine drop which hampered his progress in this Grand Prix. Cam is going to come home in 13th, and there's a fastest lap attempt here for the Ferrari. Let's see, can Cam take the fastest lap overall here in Brazil? Yes, great fastest lap for the Ferrari. It's the overall fastest lap for the Ferrari there, and that rounds off a classic in One Hub Racing.
Yeah, Brazil never ever fails to deliver. It's such a beautiful place to race, and it makes me happy to see a fantastic race between fantastic drivers. So credit to all the drivers, and it went mostly clever, and I didn't see too many incidents that should bother the stewards today. But of course there was so much happening, it's possible we have missed quite a lot as well. But shortly we'll give you the provisional standings, and of course the official standings will be released midweek, but the provisional standings will be announced just now.
It's not only that's his first win, it's his first race finish in One Hub Racing. This is his first season. He's taken 2 poles, 1 win, 1 podium, and 1 race finish. But there is the Haasman spraying the champagne on the Brazilian podium. He deserved this one today. It was a dominant performance in the final few laps. Took the lead off Lukey, but that was more of a tactical swap, we felt. But the Danishman wins it. Last wins in Brazil ahead of Larkin, J. Cole, JM, Lukey, Chris, Colin Orr Mason, J. Luke, Rage Hunter, and Nick rounds out the top 10. Waitsy in 11th, Schnicksel 12th, Cam 13th, Cam Rules 14th, Telgesu 15th, Thomas Mack in 16th, and Battle Angel in 17th. Means no retirements in the Brazilian Grand Prix. We had 1 safety car period for an incident with Battle Angel. Thomas Mack and Battle Angel did finish 2 laps down, unfortunately. But yeah, they both finished, and now we're going to turn to our Driver of the Day nominees. Matthew, I'll go to you first.
Right, well, thank you for that. It's always a pleasure to go first, and it's always an option between so many drivers, and today we've had such an exceptional amount of talent. But I am going to pick, for my driver of the day, I'm going to go with JM in the Williams there, who finished in P4 after starting outside the top 10. And the question I'd like to ask him is this the start of the glory days returning to the Williams team?
Well, you stole my one, so now I have to think of another one, and I think it's only an obvious choice to go for the race winner, Lass. And the question I'm going to ask him is, how does it feel to take your first One Hub Racing win. A simple one. But Matthew, any final thoughts on that Brazilian Grand Prix?
I'd need to watch it all back again just to digest it all, because that was frankly fantastic. So I really enjoyed it, and hopefully we get to see some more next week.
Yes, it was a brilliant race, and you can join us next week in One Home Racing on Friday nights, of course. 4 tiers going on for our classic races every Friday evening. What's not to love? You can join us in the Imola, for the Imola Grand Prix. I was going to say the full name of the circuit, but that would be a mouthful. It is the ERT Imola Grand Prix in Italy on the 2nd of September. You can join us next week for that. Then we head to Budapest on the 9th of September for the Hungary Grand Prix. Then we head to Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix on the 16th of September. 23rd of September we head back over the pond to Austin, Texas for the American Grand Prix. And then we head to Sakir for the final round of the season. It is the ERT Sakir Grand Prix in Bahrain. You do not want to miss it, folks. But from myself, Evan, and from Matthew, thank you very much for watching this brilliant race. We do hope you join us next week, and we've loved to have you here. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time.